Hi FlossTube, it's Sarah. I'm here for a pretty long overdue update. First thing you'll notice is that I had my hair chopped off. I mentioned, I think maybe my last video or the one before that, that my husband had been offering to cut my hair because it was driving me a little on the crazy side. And I figured now's a good time to get somebody who's not a professional to chop off your hair, because it turns out a lot of people are doing that. So it's not perfect, but I am much happier with the shorter hair. It's a little shorter. I really wanted it to be about here, but it ended up a little bit shorter. It's okay. I just don't like when it's this short. It flips in weird ways, and I can't be bothered to try to do anything to fix that. So, but it'll grow out and it'll be okay. So trying to decide how I want to start this. It's I think it's been about a month since my last update. I did try the Stitch With Me's. I think I did 3 of them when I started my first 3 Be Well and Stitch projects for April. But I'm not sure that that's a format that's great for me. I may try it occasionally just to see how that goes for me, but I don't know. I like the idea of it more than I like myself doing them. I like watching other people do Stitch With Me's. Sometimes it's just, it's a different thing for me, and maybe I have to get used to it a little bit. I don't know. But I did not get one started every day for the month of April. I kind of fizzled out on it on the 14th. So I've got 14 starts, 2 of which were finishes. So I might as well just start by showing you what I managed to get done. I did not bring here. We're going to use this. Maybe this will work to, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be some light that's going to come through back there. So, my first one, and I did post all of these on Instagram. My Instagram handle is down in the description box. So if you're interested in following me there, go ahead and click on that. So first, Shelter and Be Well. This was by Barbie Pedal Pusher. I changed out some colors. I know the house was too close to the fabric, so I changed that out. That is on my Instagram, whatever color I switched out for. I think everything else might be... Oh, no. This was all done using over-dyed flosses, I think. And as we know, I have a pretty good collection of DMC, so I kind of just looked at the colors and changed it out. The house was originally, I think, kind of a creamy white color, so I changed it to blue just so it would show up a little bit better on the fabric. Day 2 was Self-Isolating Bat by Spirit Night Studio. I love this one. I changed it to, oh yeah, that is terrible. Okay, I changed it to purple instead of red. I love this. All of the colors that I did use, I think I have listed under each project. If you search hashtag BWASSAL, that's the hashtag that I used as I started all of these. And as I finish them, I'm still going to put them under that hashtag. So if you want to see how they look when they're finished, you can do that. That is one of my absolute favorites that came out of the Be Well and Stitch movement. Next is Stay Home Icon. Luba Davis Adelaire. So that's where I got most of these. I only worked on for one day. So next is Spring Birdcage by Nikki's Creations. Most of them I used the called for colors. Like I said, if I switched anything out, I put it in on my Instagram post. Kindness Always Matters by Silver Creek Samplers. This one I did not get hardly anything done. Light by Barbara Anna. This is another one of my absolute favorites to come out of the Be Well and Stitch. This is by Just Stitch Along. I don't know that it had an actual name. I put Home Sweet Home just so I know what to call it, because it says Home Sweet Home in the middle here. I did this on, this was part of a kit that I bought ages ago, and I decided I wasn't ever going to do it. It was like something that was supposed to tie in a big, like, door ribbon or something. So my thought is that I may try to do some sort of, like, cylindrical pillow or a drum sort of type thing. I don't know when I finish it, but it was the right height. So I just cut down a piece big enough to do this on. So there's that one. I should probably be telling you what days these are. So that was day 7. This is day 8. Let's Stay Home by Satsuma Street. That's how far I got on that one. This one, I picked out one of the Easter baskets from Al Forrest Embroidery. And that one I got to finish on because it was a really small little simple one. I love that one. Day 10, Let's Stay Home. Hello from Liz Matthews. I'm almost done with this one. I just need to sit down and finish that because all I have left is finishing up Home and then the little heart in the O. All of these fabrics were just things that I had that were just in my kind of my scrap bin. I don't know exactly what most of them are. This is Cottage Garden Samplings. Be Well. Again, not very far on that one. Day 12 is Just Stitch, Works by ABC. I think that's going to be really pretty. I like the white on the navy blue. Be Well, Be Joyful by Loohoo Stitches. That's all I got done on that one. And then one of my absolute favorites from it is Be Well by Ink Circles. This is the one that's going to have the bees and the well, which I think is adorable. So those are the 14 that I managed to start. I do have a handful more that I really would like to start. I know for sure the oh my gosh, Climbing Goat, I think is the name of the shop. They're one that has like the rainbow and then it says Hope on it. That's one that I really think I'm going to start probably soonish. And then there's some others that I've got downloaded that I might just do at some point. A lot of them are not necessarily COVID related, so I feel like, I mean, a lot of them are just about being home and maybe finding a little bit of solace in that. So I don't feel like it has to be tied in with these. But I'm glad to have got these started. I would like to, over the course of the next couple of months, finish them. Some of them really close, and some of them that aren't are really small. So, yeah, it'll be good. I guess next I I have these things out of order a little bit. Let me show you. I think this is something I worked on in April, so I wanted to kind of rearrange stuff. I don't think I've shown this to you since I last worked on it. Mushroom House. I may not have worked on it in April. I've not been doing super good at like keeping track of things. So, and then that is my progress on it. Obviously, there's going to be a bunch of back stitching once I'm done. I think I'm going to save the back stitching for the end on this one, too. A lot of times I try to do it as I go, but I think that it's going to be small enough I can just knock it out in a few days after I finish all of the stitching. So, we'll see. We'll see if I change my mind on that. But this I bought at my bobbin, and I kind of pulled that out at the last minute, so I did not write down. Let me see. Yeah, I did not write down who the designer was, but I did get it from bobbin.com, and it's called Mushroom House, so you can, I'll link it in the description. I think the rest of this ties in with Maynia plans. I also have a little bit of new acquisition, so I will, if it ties into a Maynia piece, I'll just talk about it being something new that I have bought since the last time I did a FlossTube. And then I've got a few things at the end that I'll just show. That's what I was trying to say. So these kind of tie in with my Maynia plans. And I'm just kind of going to go, this is going to be a little bit, like, my Maynia plans are convoluted, to say the least. So, one of the things that I want to do is last year for Maynia, I started a new, piece from this book, Donna Cooler's 555 Christmas Cross-Stitch Designs. I started one, not necessarily every day, but one for every day, plus a few extra, because why not? I think I started 36. I'm not 100% sure of that number, but it was definitely over 31. And so I've maybe finished half a dozen of them, 6, 7, I don't know for sure. And one of the things I wanted to do was to make sure that this year I did at least one each week. So I pulled out 5. I pulled out 4, and then I pulled out like an extra bonus one, which I'll just kind of talk about. I have managed to finish the first one. Oops, goes like that. So this is just acorns on a tree branch. It's showing through real bad. There we go. And then, just to give you an idea of how little I have done on a bunch of these. So this was one of the other ones that I've pulled. I have literally 5 stitches in this. This is the little card that I made. It tells kind of what the design is, because a lot of these pages all have like 5 or 6 designs on them. So it'll be like, oh, well, that's the one that I was stitching. It has the size, because when I was looking for pieces of material, I wanted to make sure that they were big enough. And this was my 13th start. And then obviously the page numbers. Here's another one. Right there. That's it. This one also says that it has fractionals in it. So that meant that I wanted to try to do it on an even weave or a linen as opposed to an Aida. If it didn't have fractionals, or it had very few fractionals, I was fine starting it on an Aida. That one right there, you can see how much I did. That, I mean, that's literally it. And then this one didn't have a day on it, which I'm guessing it's because I didn't actually start it, because there are no stitches in it. But it does, so this is the 5th one. If I get to it, great. If not, great. If I look at it and I'm like, you know what, I would rather use, because this is it's a fairly good size piece of linen that I could dye or do something with if I decide I don't want to actually sort it. But it gives me that option. If I don't sort it, I might go ahead and just pull out another random one to get my 5 done. Or I may just do this. We'll see. I don't know what the design is, because like I said, I started a whole bunch of them at once, and it says something about Christmas house on it, but there are more than one. There's more than one house in there, so I don't know. Next thing, this is not really Maynia plans, but it's definitely tied into my May plans. I kind of got over counting stitches. I was counting stitches pretty rigorous. I cannot say that. Anyway, I was counting stitches for the first few months of the year, and I just I decided that it kind of took away from my enjoyment of stitching. So for the most part, I don't. That's why I've not been doing magical stitches or any of that stuff. So I've been looking at some of the semi-sane challenges, and why can't I not? Nerd, something to do with nerd stitching is one of the things, one of the events they have going on this month. So, this one I do not have a cover page for. This is 11 Doctors by Wee Little Stitches. I think it's just called the Doctors now. There's more than 11 of them, but when I bought it, it was 11. So I am this far in it. In the original pattern, the TARDIS is on the other side, but because I don't think I'm doing all 11 Doctors, this is a present from my mom, and we're still trying to figure out where I'm going to actually finish it at. So this one was the last one. I did that this past weekend, and then I've got 2 more that I know for sure I'm going to do. So those will be, my hope is that during this month I manage to finish those other 2 Doctors, and then I will approach my mom and figure out what else she thinks she might want. And then on May the 4th, this is also going to be used for one of the nerd patterns, Star Wars by Awesome Pattern Studio. I had started this last May the 4th, and I did not get very far. I got that far, and there are a bunch of fractionals that I just, the other Awesome Pattern Studio, one of them has no fractions that I have actually started stitching. One has no fractionals and one has like just a little bit. So I was like, oh, I'll just start this. I had this piece of Ada laying around. I was like, oh, I made the decision on May the 4th last year to actually purchase and start a pattern. So I was at the whims of whatever I had in my stash. And so I kind of put it up pretty soon after starting it because I'm like, I don't know why I'm fighting with this fabric when I could just wait and order. So when May the 4th approached again, I decided that I was going to do it just on a piece of white Lugana, 32 count. So it's going to be the same size because that's a 16 count, I believe. I've already made a mistake. I have to frog this lower line, and then I'm hopefully going to get a few more stitches done at least during the month of May. My other May plans, so I've got, like I said, this is not necessarily Maynia plans, but Maynia is, I will get into Maynia a little bit as we go a little bit further. This also, I can talk about 24 hours of cross stitch. My plan was I was going to work on this for 24 hours, over the 24 hours of cross stitch. I managed 11, which, I mean, it's still 11. It just ended up not being as productive of a weekend as I had hoped. So I did 7 on Friday, 7 hours, and I was like, oh, because my goal was I was going to try to do 8 hours every day. And when I did 7 on Friday, I was like, oh, I'll just do 8.5 on Saturday and Sunday. Well, Saturday only gauged 4. And then Sunday, I didn't want to pick it up. So it didn't happen. And that's okay. But this is Sleepy Kitten. Why did I not pull out the... It's from World of Cross Stitching. I want to say February 2016. It's something Comerford. Claire, maybe? I'll put it down in the description. Is the designer. But this is where I'm at on it now. I started on the back stitching with the flowers. And then I've kind of been working on the vase. So I've been doing a line of back stitch and then work on the vase. And then a line of back stitch and work on the vase. And I think I will do that until I am... done with the back stitching. Is I'll just do a strand of regular stitches and then a strand of back stitching. This is the most intensive back stitching part. There are other places that there are some back stitching, but these daisies at the top is where most of the back stitching is. So this is a present for my sister-in-law, and I would really like, one of the reasons that I'm bringing this out is because I'd really like to I'd like to finish it in May. I don't know if that's likely, but I want to make some really good progress on it in May. So that's where I'm at on that. This one I have not worked on since the last time we saw it, but this is another one that I would like to, I should be able to finish this one in May. This is Sunset Horse by Luna River Crafts. This is a present for my niece whose birthday is this month, which is part of, I mean, I probably won't see her for her birthday, but it's another reason I want to get it done. So this is where I'm at. And then I think this is pretty close to the bottom of it. So there's just kind of the neck here that I have to finish. I'm probably at least 2/3 of the way done with it. So I just need to do that. Other May plans. I am planning 4 new starts for Maynia every Wednesday. So I will start one of these today. I decided to do it on Wednesdays because the 20th falls on a Wednesday, and if you've been following me, you know that I'm doing a new bigger start the 20th of every month for 2020. So I decided I would do some smaller starts and then one bigger start in the month of May for Maynia. So these were my Maynia starts. They are all Christmas. I guess keeping in my theme with last year I did Christmas ornaments. These are not all Christmas ornaments, and in fact, even the one that could be a Christmas ornament, it's going to be stitched really big. So I think I showed this to you last time. I just recently got this Prairie Schooler 2016. Yeah, 2016 Santa. I am going to stitch it on this 7 count. I'm going to use 6 strands and see how that goes. And that'll be my first start. That'll be today probably. Today is Wednesday. I don't think I mentioned that. This is something I just got. I did a small order from 123 Stitch. Trilogy Giggly Wiggly Penguins. I'm just going to stitch this with the DMC. I think that'll be fine for what we're doing. And I could not pass it up. It's such an adorable pattern. It's been on my wish list for a while. So yeah, the Trilogy Giggly Wiggly Penguins. And then I got the Called for Fabric to go to do it. I think it's only going to be like that. So there's some other ones in that same line that I may do. There's some reindeer. I think there's snowmen. So I may, once I finish that, see how much space I have and if I want to try to do another thing. And then my next start, this will actually be my 20th start because it is the big one. I will put a picture up here. It's like Santa in a sleigh over some buildings. You'll see it, and I'll put in the description who did it, because I want to say it's Stitchovia, but I'm not 100% sure of that. And I, for whatever reason, did not write that down. So, but this is the fabric. It's just a white Lugana, 28 count, that I'll be stitching that on. And then another thing that I'll have to link in, there's no like picture that I can even put up because it's just the chart. It's one of the DMC. I don't think I can put it up. Maybe there's in the PDF I have, there's not a picture, but there may be on the website that I can put up. It is one of the Etoile patterns. It's a Christmas tree with a bird and some presents that I've been wanting to do with Etoile. I think I'll be able to just stitch it on half this. This is just a 16 count white Ada. I'm hoping that'll make the Etoile sparkle and shimmer. So that's my Maynia plans, is I'm going to work on my Be Well and Stitch. I'm going to work on those 5 Christmas ornaments. Well, one of them's done, but so 4 Christmas ornaments from last year. The 4 new starts. And then those 2 that I want to focus on trying to finish, as well as the nerd event at Sane Stitchers. So yeah, that's my Maynia plans as what they are. They're not really all Maynia plans, but it is what it is. Okay, new acquisition. Lindy Stitches was running and I think it may still be on clearance. This has been on my wish list since she released it. I should take it out of the package. I did not think to do that. The Peacock Keeper. Sorry for the crinkle. There we go. Now we won't get the glare. I love this. As you know, if you followed me, I have a few peacock things in the works. Maybe one of these days I'll have a peacock wall. But yeah, this is one that's been on my wish list, and I was happening to peruse Etsy, and I saw that she had this on clearance, and I snapped it up. And then I'm sure y'all have seen this before, but she also sent this little turtle pattern that I'm gonna stitch that up soon. That's just gonna be a quick little one, so I'm gonna stitch that up. So I got that from Lindy Stitches. 1, 2, 3 Stitch. I ordered Stormy Night Belfast. This is not. So you can see there's a little, this is one of those where it's printed on one side and then it's just plain gray on the other side. And this will be the background for You Can Certainly Try by Vel Stitchery. This is the last of my Christmas presents that I have still yet to start. So that probably won't happen until June, since I already have my May big start. So in June, I will be starting this. Also, I'm wanting to do it. I'm going to try Anchor Black, and I can't get that from 1, 2, 3 Stitch right now. So I'm either going to have to find a different source for it, decide to just use 310, or wait until 1, 2, 3 Stitch has it back in stock. Other things I got also from 1, 2, 3 Stitch is I got one of their linen grab bags. It says 28 to 40 count linen. Let me pull all of these out of the bag. It was 4 ornament cuts, and I don't know the count. This one's a pretty big count. That one's really wrinkled. It's the only one that came this wrinkled. So there's a lot of nice neutrals in here, which will be good for doing ornaments and stuff. I think this was like $5 for 8 cuts of fabric that I can stitch a small little Christmas ornament on, which I think will be fun. And like I said, this pack was mostly neutral, so I can use it for all manner of things. This one's a little bit of a smaller count. I don't have a gauge or anything to be able to tell, and I don't know that I can be bothered. I'll just count and make sure that there's space for it. There's like a light bluish green, another light blue, and then I got one piece of an opalescent. So I'm not sure how I feel about stitching on it, but I'll give it a try. This will be a great way for me to try that because I've kind of been hesitant to try it. And then, so that was from 123 Stitch. I ordered the white Ada from Cross Stitching Supplies, which is an online store as well, based in Indiana, I think. I showed a few months ago, I'd gotten she had offered just a skein of free DMC to people at that point, and she was opening up her online store. So I was like, oh, I'll order a color I don't have because free skein of DMC, why not? So I decided when it was the even weave for the Star Wars piece, because I knew that I wanted to try. I decided on like Tuesday or Wednesday, that I was gonna buy this piece of fabric. And as we know, a lot of the stores, like 123 Stitch, has been kind of backlogged. So it took a couple of weeks for me to get the order that I had placed with them. So I was like, oh, I'll give it. They're a couple of states over. I'll give it a shot. I ordered on Wednesday, I want to say, and I had it by Saturday. It had a scheduled delivery date of Monday, which would have been fine because that would have been the 4th, and I would have still been able to start it. But yeah, I got it in like 4 days from order, and I think I ordered it pretty late. And I know she shipped it the next day. So I got that. And then I decided I wanted to try 36 and 40 count. And know that they were 36 and 40 count because, like I said, those ornament pieces, I'm sure that there's at least some 36 in there looking at it. I don't know if there's any 40. So I ordered a pack of platinum linen. These are just the small 8x13 pieces. And then that's my 36 count is the platinum linen. And then for the 40 count, I did mushroom, or is it light mocha? So it'll be nice. I think I have an idea of what I want to do on one of them. I'm not sure what I'm going to do on the other one yet, and it won't be a start until probably the fall. So, but as I was ordering, I was like, I might as well throw those in because she has a really low free shipping amount. You get free shipping at $15. So yeah, those put me almost to the $15, and then I just ordered. I've been wanting to try the Bowen needles. I don't think I've tried. I use John James a lot, and I use just the Hobby Lobby Yarnology brand because that's the only thing I can buy locally. So I've been wanting to try the Bowen needles, so I threw in a pack of that, which put me over the $15. So I got free shipping. And like I said, really fast shipping. So that was my acquisitions. Plans for May, you pretty much know. I'm going to try to be a little bit more. I say this, I mean, I really had wanted to do a weekly floss tube in April, and I don't know, it was just not the right time for me to do that. And I just need to not say when I'm going to do it because I obviously cannot. Maybe if I don't say I'm doing it weekly, I'll do it more often. I'd start feeling guilt that I haven't done it, and then I don't jump on and do one for forever. And I just need to be like, I'm going to do it when I do it. And now that I'm not doing like the homework stuff, had originally thought, well, I'll just do Mondays, every Monday, because that's when the new homework starts and I can show you what I did last time. I'm not really doing a lot of that right now. I may jump in and do one here or there, but I just don't want to spend all my time counting. It's not enjoyable for me right now. I liked knowing what I was doing. So yeah, I had that whole plan too, that I was going to try to do 100,000 stitches over the course of the year. And if I'm not counting, I'm obviously not going to be able to track that. So I'm just going to do my absolute best to make progress. And that's really make progress and enjoy what I'm doing. And that's really my big goals. So that's I think that's everything I have. So that's my floss tube for the I said for the week. It's not. It might be my floss tube for the month. We'll see. Hopefully not. Hopefully I'll be back at least within a couple of weeks. And see there, I put a timeline on it. So I'm not going to do it. We'll see. Okie dokie. Well, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Have a good day. Bye.